mother. When I was about 4 years old, our house burned down. Insurance didn't cover paying off that mortgage. So fortunately, my mom was a nurse and she would work a ridiculous amount of hours, some 80 hours a week, and pay off that mortgage while still finding us another place to live. So I've been fortunate to have a lot of really good role models in my life. Obviously, my mom being at the top of that list. Okay. When a pilot's good, why rock the boat when my child's good? Yes. Okay. We know who is filed.
She always very passionately said, I'm going to be an attorney. And she'd look at me with dead set eyes, and I 100% believed her. And not only just becoming an attorney, but actually being a good attorney that is going to make a difference. Erin's passion sets the bar for everyone else in our office. So we're at home on a Saturday night, it's 8 o'clock, Erin's phone starts buzzing. It says a lot of our staff who's feverishly working to prepare for the cases that we're going to handle that next week. They share Erin's passion, and it's contagious, and has been spreading through our firm.
All right, thanks for staying so late. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye. I love doing family law. I feel like I really help people every day. I feel like we really make a difference for people, and I feel like families are benefited from the work we do. I started this firm with $2,500 in my bank account, and in the course of a year, I've helped over 200 families find a way to get through the turmoil that they're experiencing. I am Erin Morse, and I'm here to help your family find your new normal.
T-shirts and they went out to the club.
I'm being educated right now, everybody. I'm being educated on some very important T-shirt etiquette now.
So because they wanted their T-shirts like perfectly pressed, it was T-shirt time when it was time to like put on the T-shirt as, you know, one of the last steps before walking out the door.
I believe the term was GTL, right? Wasn't that what it is? Is it? We're having a Jersey Shore conversation behind the scenes. I never watched an episode of Jersey Shore, but welcome everybody. What's going on, everyone? My name is Supa Dave. I'm in the offices, the law offices of Erin Morse, and I'm not here because of anything I did wrong, which is weird that I'm in a law office because of that. I am joined by the lovely Miss Erin Morse now, and also Patricio, the marketing guru.
Hello.
That's your new title. You're getting new cards, by the way.
Love it.
Marketing guru.
The master.
So thanks, everybody, for joining in. We are here today because if you paid attention over the last few weeks, we had this idea. It was maybe allegedly, that's the legal term for it, right? Allegedly borrowed.
I'm going to give you this camera because you're coming out a bit orange, and I'd rather be orange than you be orange.
This is the special Jersey Shore episode.
That's why it's orange. She started it off. See, this is why you need my soundboard with the clapping and all that stuff. So
you can just clap.
Yeah,
you can just clap.
It does kind of echo in here a little bit. There you go. It does echo. So a couple of weeks ago, we had this idea. I saw a story and I sent it over to Patricio. Patricio ran it by Erin. They made sure all the clearances were all there to do it. And we had a little contest up on the air for you to enter because let's face it, times have been tough over the last year with, you know, all the different things, COVID hitting, people losing jobs. And now you're stuck at home with somebody who maybe you really didn't like that much before.
Wah, wah,
yeah, I broke up with her. I think it was like the second month of COVID.
You got rid of your significant other the second month of COVID?
Yeah.
because you got well, yeah, but you've been working here in the office.
No, I've been working here in the office, but during COVID, our relationship hit God knows how many roadblocks, obstacles, flat tires, out of gas, all that stuff, to the point where, like, you know what? Bail. We bailed on each other.
See, but you were lucky. You didn't have to go through that whole divorce process. Enter.
But, Patricio, if you did need to go through that divorce process, you're probably in a better position than most.
Oh, 100%.
I'm pretty sure you could get an employee discount. I'm just throwing it out there.
So that's one of the things that I offer my employees, right?
Free divorces?
I represent them for free.
See? Who says perks of the job aren't just there anymore?
Yeah, so that's
you have yours, I have mine.
I'm like, sorry, you have to work in a law firm. I know it's stressful, but at least you have a free lawyer.
I get to go to concerts. You get free divorces. Yeah, that's the way that works.
Right.
So what we did was we came up with this idea. We put it all together to help out, one winner.
Yeah.
Around
so
town.
much time in a day. So,
yeah, and Patricio was so nice. Pretty sure he was told he had to. Is to get the emails.
Actually, he was really excited about it. He thought this was interesting, and he thought it was a really good way to give back. So I have to give him a lot of credit for being a nice guy.
Whoa.
Don't tell anyone.
Hey, he's a nice guy. No, I absolutely will. Now, let me ask you this. What was your reaction when he first brought this idea to you?
No. That was my reaction.
No.
That sounds all kinds of things. Right.
So it was a no from the get-go.
I was like, I don't know. I got to think about this. And then he came back to me the next day. And I was
persistence.
Yeah, no, I working with Erin for going on a year and a half now, I've learned the ways of the Morse. I've learned her ways, and you give her a candy, she'll be happy. You make sure she's fed. She's like a legal mogwai in a sense. So I'm like,
so we've just gone from Star Wars to Gremlins.
Yeah,
all in the same sentence. Okay, all right.
And coming back the second day, I'm like, hey, listen, I know, I want to touch base with you on this one more time. And then I started showing her the article. I started telling her, hey, we could pitch it like this. We can do this. We can do that. And she was still a bit hesitant, but she's like, you know what? Let's give it a shot. Let's do it.
She did. And it's awesome because once she said it was good, then we took it to the higher ups at iHeart and we said, let's run with this and let's partner up with you guys. So that's what we did.
That was awesome. My husband actually heard it on the radio at work because that's who they listen to. They listen to you guys at the shop.
Thank you, Sam.
And he was like, one of the guys came running over to him and was like, I just heard your wife's law firm. And it was
it was the divorce promo. It was a
giving away a free divorce.
That's fantastic.
It's not yours, right?
No. Now, so as the keeper of the entries.
Yeah.
How many total entries do you think?
Okay, so there's a that's a loaded question.
Let's not know. Let's just say overall. Let's just say how many overall entries would you say?
We got over 75 entries.
Okay.
Now, from those 75,
how many were qualified entries?
So the instructions were very clear on the WJRR website that you had to give a story, you had to have these certain things in play for you to qualify for the divorce. And a majority of the people did follow the directions, did do and say what was on the requirements. But then there were some people out there that like, my name is John Smith. I want to enter.
Well, but see, here's the thing. That maybe that's what they thought that they needed to do. And you know what? I thought about this. I know we talked over the last couple of weeks of some of those things coming in like that.
Yeah.
But I thought about it. Here's where it comes down to. Maybe, just maybe, I'll use one of Taco Bob's legal terms because I think he's a lawyer at some point too. But I will use.
He's a lawyer in
Attorney Bob.
Yeah.
Bob Esquire. So I think the word is allegedly. Maybe these guys or gals that entered in like that said, hey, I want to enter this contest. Maybe they were so fed up with that person that they were stuck in the house with. Maybe they didn't even want to elaborate. They're like, I got to get out. That's all I could think of. I thought that might be an out. Maybe.
Well, that person needs a consult because I can peel it out of anybody.
I will attest to that.
Yeah.
I will attest to that.
I will get the information out.
I just gave her my social security number, my bank PIN number, and my grandmother's
It's all
maiden
empty.
name.
It's all empty.
Like, I have nothing left anymore. But so bringing us up to this point in time, I came down the other night and we went over some of the stories. You obviously read through and said, okay, this one's got this many points and this one's got this many points.
Yeah.
And obviously the most points wins.
And before it got to her desk, I was the filter. And
yeah, so I didn't see I'm John Smith and I want to enter.
Yeah, because her time is valuable, and I am not going to waste her time on a simple, little email, and then we're gone. But here's the thing,
Patricio, you know what it reminded me of? Some of those. Remember, we had a potential client call once, and he called and he was asking about something that he might have needed, right? And this was before COVID, and he goes, "Can't I just do a consult?" And we're like, "No, you don't have like a qualified kind of case. She doesn't do these kind of cases. We don't want to waste your time." Whatever.
Sure.
He's like, "Damn, because she's hot and I really want her to represent me." And I was like, do not let that guy come in. Do not let him come in the office, please.
Folks, a point of order here. I will
at
go ahead and
least
throw this
deny
out.
it, right?
Yeah.
Lie.
If you have the hots for your potential divorce lawyer, don't tell her office representatives that you think she's hot before you come in. I get that all the time on the radio. I mean, people are always calling saying, "That's Dave, man."
It must be how they see you through the radio.
It is. Well, it's the magic of the technology we're using right now. We got to beat them off with a stick, but that's a whole nother story. So what we did was the other night, I came down and I read through some, and I know you guys read through them, and I'm pretty sure you probably had a few other office staff, and the votes started coming in, and I believe.
You believe.
No, I believe we did narrow it down the other night, and now we have an official winner.
We do have an official winner, and I want to clarify to everyone out there that we got so many entries, and there were so many moving stories that
there were a lot of good stories.
Yeah, there were some really good ones, and I remember sitting down with Erin. She was like, "You know what? We got to call them after the contest because there
are a few people who I'm like, at a minimum, I need to speak with them and have the opportunity to talk to them, because I'm like, this person at a minimum needs some like legal advice."
Correct.
Okay, and that's super cool because that's something that you're at least going to reach out to them, because I did read some of them, and I'm not going to lie, there was a few that kind of scared me.
Yeah.
A little bit just reading through. I mean,
scared for the other party.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. Yeah. You see what I'm saying there? Like, see, I'm allegedly giving out some details without giving out too much information.
Yeah.
See, I can use that word allegedly too.
So
I can roll with it. So, I mean, there were some that, I will 100% agree with you. There was a couple that almost sounded dangerous. And thank you for reaching out and, doing whatever. If you want it, great. Otherwise, you will be contacted.
Yeah,
and obviously you can see on the screen once we roll down there. Patricio, why don't you give out the phone numbers and website and all that stuff?
I usually have the ticker with all our information, but then I forgot that we had done the switch out with our computers for
the switch out.
The great switch out
for the broadcast tonight. And as I am typing, I'm trying to do three things at once. This is Orlando, Florida.
Wow.
Yeah. You're all right. Well, let's do that then.
Okay.
So while he's getting that ready, let's talk about you a little bit. How long have you been here doing this here in Orlando?
5 years now.
5 years. In this same spot? You've been in the same spot?
No. I've been in Orlando. I've had I had one other office space other than this.
But you're right in downtown, and it's pretty easy to get a hold of you. And please don't call and say she's hot and you want her to represent you in your law case. But other than divorces, what other stuff do you specialize in? What is your...
I do paternity actions. So that's when the parties are unmarried but have a child.
Okay.
And I do adoptions in limited circumstances. And my pro bono work that I typically do is guardian ad litem services. So that's where, sometimes the children are taken away from DCF and that they need an attorney on behalf of the children. That's where I dedicate my pro bono hours.
That's very cool. That's very cool. And, obviously, I'm sure there's probably a lot of things that you've seen that you kind of probably want to forget with that whole thing. Family law is a whole separate animal than,
it's wild.
If you slip and fall or any of that stuff, it's way
Yeah.
more sensitive, and it probably hits a lot closer to the heart than any of that other stuff does.
Well, the way that the law describes them differently is that those civil cases are just that, they're civil cases. Now, while family law is civil as well, it's actually a court of equity. So it has this understanding, not that we just strictly follow the law and this is what the law says, whether or not it's fair, even though the law attempts to be fair, and it isn't always. What family law is it's a court of equity, meaning that there's some fundamental underlying fairness and basically wiggle room under that.
Okay. All right.
Try to slide right in on that.
Yeah.
All the time. I'm like, well.
Well, you're saying family law is civil. Well, you obviously haven't visited my house and visited my family because it's probably as uncivil as you can get. I'm just saying.
And
Product of a divorce, y'all. Yeah. Woo!
Same.
no,
Real.
my mother right now is currently dealing with a divorce up in Illinois, and it's been a struggle. It really has.
Sure. And it's not an easy thing to go through with whatever the circumstances are. So luckily we had some awesome people that decided, you know what, I'm going to put myself out there.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and jump in with JRR with the law offices of Erin Morse. You got the info scrolling across the bottom of your screen right now. If you need the help, hit them up. I'm sure they will be more than happy to take care of you. As for Patricio, he has candy. I'm just saying.
But I do want to clarify for all the contestants that had entered and it just put their name in saying, I want to enter for the divorce. I emailed them back individually and told them, hey, here are the rules. Here's what you got to do. And just respond back. And some did. However, there were some people that didn't, unfortunately, did not check their emails on time and didn't respond back with their story. So unfortunately, because of that, and because we had said it in our press release, the rules for the contest, those entries were put aside.
Okay.
But once this contest is over, we are going to be reaching out to everyone who did participate and did enter a submission for the contest, to help them out, to at least give them some information and see how we can help them find their new normal.
Well, I think we've stretched this thing out
I'm so bored.
long enough. I know. The lawyer is ready to leave.
And I do a lot of really boring things.
Yeah, no,
so
but we're 6 minutes away. We're 6 minutes away from announcing the winner because we had posted it on the press release and on the Facebook.
Interesting in the meantime. No, we've got nothing. This is all we have.
What we're gonna talk about is other than the fact that you have emailed them. So if you entered the contest and you have not checked your email for a while, you might want to go ahead and check that. And
exactly,
if it says Patricio, you've won $1 million. You probably have not won $1 million. But let's go ahead and talk about. Let's go ahead and talk about a couple that we read through the other night.
Yeah,
that were just so close. They were right there. But then there was definitely the one that we.
Yeah, there were like I said,
naming names.
No, without naming names, there were a lot of stories that did pull on the heart. There were some stories that I got upset just reading through them because of the ordeal and all the chaos that they had. This individual was going through, and they just want to get out. And unfortunately, because of their situation and because of the rules that we had set up, they didn't qualify.
Sure.
And like I said before, we're going to reach out to everyone who did submit a story and offer them at least the advice, a consultation, the option of helping them with their struggle. But the contestant that we had picked was a story that hit everything in regards to the rules for the contest and the fact that they and the one that I showed you today. They kept, and this is, I think, one of the most important factors when it comes to a divorce in keeping the best interest of the child at heart. Mm-hmm. And they put up with each other. They dealt with each other for many years because they didn't want their children to deal with a divorce, having to do the 2 Christmases, the 2 birthdays, all that stuff. Because
I'm not here to tell you that I agree with that as a strategy, but if they could keep it civil, they can.
Yeah.
Now, I think that people need divorces, and I think
Mhm.
sometimes a divorce is in the best interest of your children, right? So,
Correct.
if the two of you are fighting, or the two of you have like this absolute example of lovelessness, don't
That's the legal term for it. Lovelessness.
don't show that to your kids, right? Your children don't need that. They don't need that as an example. They don't need that as, what they think they should expect from their significant other, because you become the blueprint from which they always reference, right?
Correct.
Every time you think about something, you have mentioned your mother and your upbringing, and you have mentioned your mother and your upbringing in less than an hour here, right? And this podcast ain't about either of y'all.
Neither one of us.
Think
Absolutely.
about it. So that becomes, your lifetime blueprint. So as a parent, you should really consider that the example I want to set for my children is that when you're not in love, or you're not happy, or this isn't working, or you're being abused, or this is neglectful, that the standard for that is I don't accept it, right? The standard for that is no, that I'm the kind of person I'm gonna raise hell. I'm gonna make sure I stand for something that I deserve better, because then they become the kind of people who believe that they deserve better.
Sure. 100% agreed. 100% agreed. I remember a lot of sleepless nights where I listened to some arguments, but then I learned to just tune it out, and I didn't even care anymore.
You care. You wanna know how I know you care?
How do you know?
Because I know the story.
Oh,
She's good at this.
Ooh, if you didn't care, you wouldn't tell me.
Dum.
No, she's checked me on a lot of things. I mean, she's made me cry on this podcast.
I could make you cry right now. It'd probably involve me kicking you in the screen.
Right. See, now I don't have to perpetuate physical violence on people.
No,
I will leave a scar on your soul.
I mean, you and I, that is absolutely the truth. And I've hung out with Erin and her husband and Patricio, and I almost cried a couple of times during that couple of hours that we all hung out.
I call people out so bad. I'm the worst.
Just for no reason at all. I spontaneously busted out into tears. It was insane. So, without further ado, I think we should go ahead and get this out there.
We got less than 2 minutes. I know you guys are killing me on the. You guys are like going at me with the laser eyes right now.
I'm telling you, just let's go ahead and let's rock out. Let's make the announcement. We'll give a few more plugs, and we'll
okay,
make it happen.
All right. So,
all right, hold on. I got this. You ready?
Oh, we have a soundboard.
We also have an echoey room with a table.
Okay. So I'm going to put myself on the big screen, and I'm going to type out.
Oh God, that's scary.
Yeah, I'm going to take myself off the big screen. Wow, that is a horrible idea. And actually, you know what? I'm gonna type it out because I want you to say the name.
I can't read it.
It's going to be.
Man, you went to law school for all them years and you can't read? What the hell's going on over there? All right, here we go.
Oh.
Yeah, let me type it out because I just want to make sure it's going to be up on the banner. And
now, by the way, when you see your name, if you are the winner of this, make sure you have checked your email and reply back to Patricio. He will take care of all the details and getting you set up for your free uncontested divorce being offered by the law offices of Erin Morse.
All right, Erin. And without further ado, I'm going to blow you up. And
she looks so much better on the big screen than
exactly.
You do. And her head
little screen, big screen.
And her head doesn't take up the entire screen.
Fair and valid. All right, Erin. Whenever you're ready, you can announce the winner of the free divorce.
Okay,
provided.
so I'm going to roll this out for 6 minutes. I'm just kidding. The winner of our free divorce is Rhonda Williams.
Rhonda Williams.
Rhonda Williams, come on down.
Don't sing the song. No, it's like, help me, Rhonda.
Oh, okay.
I was going to
I was thinking about The Price is Right.
Yeah. Super Roddy over here. So, Rhonda Williams, please make sure if you are watching this, make sure you go check your email. Make sure you reply to Patricio. He will take care of all the details, getting you all set up. And then you can say a big thanks to Erin. And I promised you, she is very pleasant in person.
I'm professional.
Yeah. Yeah. Once everything gets situated, we'll have Rhonda on the show. And if she wants to.
Let's go ahead. Yeah, and let's talk about that because
I don't want to talk about the facts of her case. I don't want to connect.
No, we're not gonna talk about the facts of her case. But what we're gonna talk about is the fact that you guys do. We're obviously on multiple pages right now, streaming out. We are on the JRR page. We're on your page. We're on your YouTube. But the other thing is, you guys do the Legal Morse of Action every Thursday, correct?
That's correct.
Every Thursday where you can join in on the conversation.
Yeah.
It's on Facebook Live. They've got the podcast for it. So if you do have legal questions, you can get in on that on Thursday evenings. Big head over there will be on the screen, hopefully not taking up the whole screen. But yeah, so thank you guys for joining in. Thank you, Attorney Erin Morse, for providing this to one lucky winner. That would be Rhonda.
Yeah.
And Patricio, just thank you for being you.
No, really, right now, I do want to take the time and say thank you to you, Supa, because you were the one who you brought out the story to us, and then we talked behind the scenes, what we can do before we brought it to Erin, and then once Erin gave the approval, I texted you back like, hey, let's do this, and with everything that WJRR and iHeartMedia did for us in literally a blink of an eye, was out of this world. And we are so appreciative because of the efforts that you guys did. You probably brought happiness to a couple right now that has been in dire need of the services that we're about to provide them.
Well, that's awesome. And listen, obviously we couldn't have done it without you guys. So I think it was a win-win for everybody. Obviously a big win for Rhonda. And obviously if you need any advice on your family matters as far as divorces, child paternity stuff, all that stuff that we I don't know. Did I just say child paternity?
Child paternity stuff.
And there's a reason why
your
I do
children have children.
Your children, something, whatever.
I can help with that too.
Hit up the law offices of Erin Morse.
You need to just be insulted. I can do that.
But no, as always, 40.
You need some good life advice. I'm good at that.
Oh yeah, she really is. Believe me, I'm a new man after the year and a half of talking to Erin. No, seriously, I am a completely new man. But
if this is the new version, I would have hated to see the old version.
It was messy. I cleaned it up.
But as always, 407-900-7451.
Do you want to do any of our podcast business, or this was just a surprise show?
This was for the winner, and unless it's
up to you.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna cut it.
You can jump right back on.
Yeah, we can jump right back on. But this was once again for the winner of the divorce. And join us next week as we go back to the routine, as we go back to answering all your legal questions. You can send them to Patricio at morse-firm.com or go to our website, morse-firm.com, click on podcast. You'll be able to submit your questions through there. 407-900-7451 to set up your conversation with attorney Erin Morse. And as always, Erin, any last words before we head out?
No.
It's that simple.
Any line items of advice you want me to give?
I
think I've given about sandwiches, how to tie wires so they don't get lost.
Ooh. How do you do your popcorn?
What do you mean by that?
Like, how do you prepare your popcorn?
What do I put on my popcorn?
Yeah.
I like fresh cracked pepper and sea salt.
Sounds kind of good.
It does.
It's really good. Sometimes also with a little bit of garlic. It's good, and Parmesan.
I'm about to go hit your break room before I get out of here.
But kettle corn is also really good.
Yes. Shout out to Ryan Holmes on that one.
Oh. And listen, what is the Chicago cheddar and I don't prepare that. I usually just buy it.
So when you come down here for your consultation, make sure you call ahead and order your popcorn.
I like fresh popcorn.
Exactly. But once again, congratulations to Rhonda Williams.
But
we will be in contact.
Not regular corn on the cob. I actually do not allow people to have it in the office.
That's
on that note,
it's really an office rule.
On that note, we will see you next time. I will see you this weekend on JRR. Have a great rest of your night. And we're going to clean up this mess and get the hell out of here.